Let's see here. Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2. Oh, let me turn that down. Good grief. There we go. There we go. Okay. There's that. All righty. We are live. All right. We are live. Let me turn that down. All right. Notes out here on this Series X thing. All right. Here we go. Let me go ahead and hit the like button if you don't mind. Go ahead and share it out. There we go. So there's that. There's that. Get that going there. My libation right there. Got my notes there. All right. I think that's good. All right. Well, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning to everybody. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Certainly hope that things are going well. You're staying safe. I know some of the states are opening up some spots, some places, and that's good. I'm glad that the states are opening up, and just be careful, guys. If you're going to be around a whole bunch of people, see if you can wear a mask if you're going into somewhere. I mean, I know some stores, and like when I go to Walmart or a grocery store here in my city, I take a mask. So, and again, I've said before, if they're going to require masks be on when you come into the store has to provide the mask if you don't have one. So that'll be that's that. So, but yeah, so I hope everybody's doing well. This is my big Xbox podcast. I try to do one every 2 weeks, and we're here. It is May 19th. So yeah, I got some big Xbox news. I always do. I am the leading source for Xbox news. Okay, the rest of these podcasters that claim they're Xbox guys, they are lying to you. I think a lot of stuff has happened over the last week that proves that these guys have been lying to you. So I can simply tell you that when I give you Xbox information, it is incredibly sourced, okay, by at least 2 to 3 people. So what I tell you today has been sourced. It's just a matter of now whether it comes to fruition or not remains to be seen. So, but we'll go ahead and start. We're going to start about I'm going to talk about the next gen expectations for Xbox, okay? Because again, there's a lot of misconceptions on what next generation is actually going to be. We're going to actually read into the record a statement from Phil Spencer on what next generation will be. Your true 4K, what does that mean for next generation? Okay, because their Xbox is still pushing true 4K. We will go to their website. You will clearly see on their website for Series X that they're still pushing true 4K. All right. And but this is my big Xbox podcast. So shout out. We go ahead and keep saying, yes, I am working on a membership tier. It's just going to be 2 tiers. There'll be an entry tier, and then there'll be a VIP tier. The VIP tier will get marked down on merchandise, which I'm going to start having here soon. And they'll get their VIP, so of course everybody will get the green and all that kind of. We'll change the memberships names, but they'll just get different perks. The VIPs will always be in the running for giveaways. I'm gonna start giving some games away in the fall. So yeah, that's the plan. And we're here at the beginning of May. Everything's topsy-turvy. So, but there'll be tiers. There'll be an entry tier, and then there'll be that tier. Those members will, if they ask questions, they will always get their questions read, and they'll get their questions answered, whether in real time if I had the information, or I can do the research on it. So be giving the members perks and things like that. And besides that, nothing else will change. Everybody, but the VIPs are going to be in the running for the game giveaways and the codes and stuff like that, whether it's a Xbox code, okay, or a PlayStation code, either one, Amazon gift cards, things like that, so it's what I'm going to start doing. So yeah. So shout out to everybody that's here. We'll start at the top here. Mario Heat, what's happening? Sam Ash, how you doing? Brigadier William Wilderbeest. Good day. Good morning to you, sir. Our evening, I guess, is for you. What's happening? Eric, what's going on? I guess you saw, Eric, that some NFL facilities have started opening up today. Adam Schefter, I think that's his name, Scheffler. I think he reported that this morning. Sam Ash, what's happening? Mr. Deception 62, what's happening? CRU, Foundational Negro. Shout out to CRU. Everybody, I got the 56 XT. They lied. They said it will be here today. It won't be here till tomorrow. So we'll have a Last of Us reaction show, and hopefully I'll have a Last of Us 2 reaction show. I'm going to start streaming The Last of Us Part 1 today at 1 o'clock on my PlayStation, of course. Yeah, my 5600 XT will come in and I'll show it to you guys. And again, that was backed primarily by guys like everybody that donated. CRU, Foundational Negro, E1 Matador, everybody that donated. That I will hold that up so that you all see where your money went and you don't think I went to the club and I tricked it off on some hoe. So, but yeah, hopefully, according to Amazon, it'll be here tomorrow. Matter of fact, let me put that up on the screen. I don't want to lose that screen there. Let me just go to Google, go to my Gmail, go to, yep. So I'll just simply, well, I can't show you that one. Hold on. I'll simply say it's here. So actually, let me see if I can do this. Hold on. Give me a second. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you know, it's on its way. So it's on its way. All right, then. So Sam Ash and Master required here in New York City to go into places again. Then they need to be required to give you all the masks as you go in. That's just reality. I mean, they do it in my state. Costco said everybody's got to have a mask before they go in. They went to the Attorney General, and the Attorney General said he would sue Costco. Costco now has to provide the mask because you can't say you need one to come in and then not provide it. So you can say we recommend you have a mask on. You can say that, and that's what they changed it to. So what's going on there, Mr. Deception again? Lincoln Clay, what's happening, everybody? Lincoln Clay, the ageless wonder. How are you doing, man? Lionel Bogan, what's up, brother? Lionel comes in every once in a while. You know that's Yoshida, everybody. So let's see here. Link, what's happening? Tony, what's happening? I think it's everybody. True, is it True Virgil? How are you doing? Let's see here. All these Sony dudes turn into tech experts. Yeah, well, you have a Canadian con man running around saying that he's a tech guy. He's just lying to you. So what is going on, everybody? So why the Xbox whack logo? Well, I can't get that to fit in there. I don't know why I couldn't get that whole thing to fit in there. So it's kind of whack looking, I know. So it's got a little bit of everything in there. So it wasn't a slight at the Xbox. Just I can't fit it into that circle. So if I put the whole Series X, but you can see the Series X, and you can see pretty much what it has. So that's the best way for me to put it. Let's see here. But yeah, we're going to get started. This is the Big Xbox Podcast. Again, everything has been sourced. There is, very little speculation at all. So what's happening, Cyber Dragon? So here we go. So we will start with True 4K. Let's start with True 4K, because if you don't know what True 4K is, we're going to put it up on the screen. So now this is going to come from the Microsoft website. So you can see right there, 12 teraflops of power, True 4K gaming, and 8K ready. So what is True 4K? So this means if you're getting the Series X, you're going to have games that are dynamic 4K. You're going to have games that are native 4K. You're going to have games that are checkerboarded 4K. Now, the good news is that it's been already discussed and it's already been out in the wild that the Series X is going to bring all these games that are dynamic 4K. Very good chance Series X brings them up to native 4K. So like Assassin's Creed Origins is dynamic 4K. You can expect that to be 4K native. Star Wars Battlefront 2, I think, is dynamic 4K. You can now, and I think that's dynamic 4K, 60 frames a second. I think. You can now expect Star Wars Battlefront 2, and this is an older game, you can expect it to be native 4K, 60 frames a second. Okay, so that's good news. I mean, these are all good things that it's going to be able to support. So it will also be able to push 8K textures and 4K textures. So they'll be able to load the 4K and 8K textures. Now, the resolution, let me make this clear, may take a hit. It may take a hit. But if you can have a game that has, 1800p, but you have 4K textures, you're going to get a great looking game. And again, the Series X is going to be able to do this. They're doing it. So there's already demos that you guys will see in July that are already doing this. They'll be able to take a source from a higher plane and bring it into a lower plane. So this is really good news for the people who are going to buy this system. Now, if you have a 1080p TV or if you have a 4K TV, you get a benefit. The Series X, you get a benefit for when you game on what your game looks like. So, and again, so you have a game like Gears of War 5. Gears of War 5 is actually will be able to run. They may put a mode on Gear. This is what my source told me. He said that they're working on a mode for Gears 5 where it will be like 1080p or 1440p, but it will be over 100 frames a second with 4K textures. So, and I'm gonna say that again, it will do up to 120 frames a second, but it will also, the resolution will be either 1080p or 1440p. And so you're gonna balance, again, this is them balancing out what it can do. That's a next generation leap, because that's what the PC guys do. That's what I ran Gears at on my PC. I ran it at like either 1080p or 1440p, and I was at like 85 to 95 frames. If I really wanted to, I mean, I could have brought it down lower than that and pushed more graphics. So, but the first party games, a lot of Microsoft's first party games, the Xbox guys don't know this, or they seem like they don't know this, or they're just willfully ignorant. A lot of their first party games, our first party games on Xbox, they're already 60 frames a second. Forza Motorsports is 60 frames a second. Excuse me. Halo was 60 frames a second. Gears 5, I don't know about, I think 4 and 5 were 60 frames a second. So they already have games. The Forza Horizon has a 60 FPS mode, but you see how they went to 1080p and said, we're gonna give you 60 frames, but here's 1080p. And a lot of people, when they play that game, they play it at 1080p, 60 frames a second. So, so again, they'll be able to. So you might be able to get that 1080p mode to 120 frames per second. Now you're gonna have to balance out the resolution, which again, the resolution wars are over, guys. That's done. That's done. If you're gonna take something from a higher plane and bring it in, I guess I forgot what it's called, downsample like that, you're going to get a great looking game and you're going to get a good performing game. Especially a driving game, don't you want it to go 60 frames at least, more higher? So, but yeah, the games are, I think Sea of Thieves, is the Sea of Thieves 60 frames a second? It's already there. And these are the first party games. I don't think it's State of Decay. That might be 30 frames a second. I cannot remember. But a lot of the first party games are already 60. And you guys just didn't. You all were. A lot of these guys. A lot of us were caught up on 4K. They forgot about the performances. But yeah, when I play Horizon, I play at 60 frames a second. I play on PC at 60. So I think I play like at 1440p, 60 frames a second, high to ultra graphic settings. So it looks better than a 4K game with mid settings. You guys have really got to understand that. Look at Mass Effect on Xbox X, Mass Effect Andromeda, which is 1800p, checkerboard at the 4K, 30 frames a second, and it has like low to mid graphics setting. Okay, then put it on a PC. Put that same game on PC. Put it at 1080p, ultra settings, 60 frames, and you tell me which one looks better. I'm serious. And get a monitor. Don't get a gaming monitor so that you have that 1 millisecond response time, give or take. You get that, and then you tell me. I already know what it looks like because I've seen it. All right. And it looks way better on PC than it does on friggin' Xbox X. It looks like trash on Xbox X. And again, my PC is running it at 1080p resolution, but I'm playing it at high and ultra graphic settings. And that's the big leap this generation, is that the Xbox is going to be able to take games at it will be able to take games that are already out that have dynamic settings, and it's just going to be able to brute force them into 4K, which is what people want, this is what Microsoft believes you all want. So they think, yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 2, you go back and play it, guess what? It's going to be 4K native, 60 frames a second. All right, that's a reality that is going to happen because the game is already running at 60. It's already running at 60. There is talk of a Mass Effect a remaster, whatever you want to call it, remaster. So those games very well could be 60 frames a second. I don't know. I mean, that's what we're kind of waiting on. My source says, yeah, that's actually going to happen, and I will die. I will die 10 times if they say, yeah. I mean, at that point, I will buy a Series X, especially if they can't get that to go to PlayStation. Like if they come out and Microsoft said, because Microsoft is closer to EA than Sony is, and if Microsoft comes out there and they show Mass Effect, they say it's remastered and it's 4K and it's 60 frames a second, hey, I'm gonna have a hard time not buying one. And people be like, oh well, and I've got it on PC. I still want to play it on console. That game was born on consoles. If there is no Microsoft, there is no Mass Effect. Casey Hudson could not get BioWare to push Mass Effect by themselves. That's why when you turn Mass Effect on Xbox or on PC, Microsoft pops up because Microsoft gave them the money to help get that game out the barn. And it led to a wonderful series. Now, look, Mass Effect Andromeda is garbage. Okay, trash. So yeah. So it is what it is. But now, so this is what to expect. All right, it says 8K ready. Okay, that literally means that you will be able to hook up to an 8K TV, and there will be some games that source that. I mean, which is good, which is really good. So, And the 12 teraflops of power, we all know that teraflops are just a theoretical measurement, okay? If you're a developer and you only need 9 teraflops to process your game, then you're not going to use 12 teraflops. The other 3 teraflops are just going to sit there and get stale. And that's kind of what the developers don't want to have happen. So let me pull up this article here. Okay, now this is I'm gonna put it here on the screen. This is for the optimization for the people. This is from IGN. This is a few days ago. They're gonna have a tramp stamp, is what shout out with Jez with Grind My Gears. He calls this a tramp stamp. Microsoft reveals badge that indicating Xbox Series X optimization, which pretty much you're going to turn it on and it's going to say has been optimized for Series X. This is affectionately known as the tramp stamp. that some of us have been calling it the tramp stamp. But here's what it looks like. And that's your tramp stamp. So, had to get to my libation. So, but it says here that the tweet suggests that many developers have specifically optimized their games to make the most of the Xbox Series X 12 teraflops of computing power. So we'll likely see the logo on screen with each of the new game trailers in the next Inside Xbox presentation. I can't remember if that was up there or not. And so it says furthermore, further 2020 show this summer. Yeah, they're going to do more shows. It says, although I'm also hoping for world premiere voice to have the optimization for Series X too. Yeah, world premiere. So yeah, they cracked me up with that. So but yeah, so that's your tramp stamp for all you all who need to understand that Xbox is actually going to do that. So and which is good because that's going to delineate the games that aren't optimized, because not all developers are going to optimize their games. Okay, I know that EA, I think they're going to do it. Anybody they have anybody they have a deal with is going to do it. So CD Projekt Red is doing it. EA is doing it. Anybody else that they have deals in place with, they're going to end up doing it as well. So I mean, I really expect that to happen. Microsoft isn't going to let a chance like that slip by to show their new hardware, which I think is a fantastic idea. So yeah, because you have to push your own thing. You have to push everything. So yeah, now we'll go to this Forbes article, and we will go ahead and put this on the screen. Now, this is a game that's going to be on the Xbox and PC. And again, Xbox does not have any more exclusive games. That's a fight that you no longer need to have. Anytime you're going to put games on another platform, it's no longer exclusive. Okay, and PC is another platform. It's an open source platform that people can buy or build a specific type of PC. And so there are no more of those. So this actually goes to show the game Scorn and how I'm actually looking forward to this on my PC. So it says that current generation, says previous generation hardware simply won't provide players with the experience that the developers are envisioning. So this is good to know. This is good to know. People are wanting a next generation experience. That is what it is. So it says here that we really don't want to spend development time on what would, from a technical standpoint, be a 900p resolution, 30 FPS dipping game. That's so they're putting this game on PC and Series X. And this is good to know because this means this developer is going to take advantage of the Series X, because he ain't worried about the Xbox X and Xbox S and the whatever, the SAD edition. He's just going to they're going to develop this game specifically for the Series X and the PC. And this is what you want to have happen. You do not want you don't want the developer to have to constantly walk in and say, well, I can do this, but I can't do that. Or I can do that, but I can't do this. Or we can make it do this over here, but over there, that's taking way too much time. There's too many assets being deployed. And that's going to hurt a lot of these games. Unfortunately, early on, this is going to hurt a lot of the games. Now, Matt Shake, Don't Smack Your Booty, has said that in another 2 to 3 years, they're going to be developing games specifically for the Series X. And I think that's when the Series X is going to really spread its wings and fly away. But up to that point, they are going to be in this tussle against their competitor, which is Sony. And again, I agree with what Red Gaming Tech said. Microsoft is going to come out and they're going to hit Sony as hard as they can in July. They're going to hit them hard in July. And they have to. They can't really slow Sony. They can't stop Sony, but they got to slow them down. They got to try to slow them down. And they are in position to hit Sony hard. If they can come out and say the console is this price and it's going to have but 6 months of Game Pass and all these games that you see here are going to be coming out day and date onto Game Pass. And with the economy, we are going to be in a recession. It is what it is. That's going to appeal to a lot of people. But I fully expect it. I agree 100%. And this is what I've been told, is that Microsoft is going to hit Sony as hard as they can to slow them down. Because, again, once Sony gets that thing going, they are pretty much unstoppable with what they're going to be able to bring to the table with the sequels, the Spider-Man, the Horizon Zero Dawn, and stuff like that. So expect Microsoft, and I expect Microsoft to hit them as hard as they can. They're in much better position to do it. I think shout out to Hip Hop Gamer. He has said this. I agree. They're in much better position at this point to slow Sony down, and I don't stop them, but they are going to be in a much better position to slow them down. So we'll talk a little bit more about the Series X and its I/O pass-through and its SSD. Series X SSD is 2.4 gigabytes per second raw, and the data, and it can go up to 4.8 gigabytes per second on data that's already been that's in a good spot. They can just move it really fast. This is actually a good SSD for, like, right now. If you go buy an SSD and you say, man, I want a high-end SSD, this is pretty much where they're at. So, but their competitors' SSD is much faster. And but this is fine. I'm not talking about the PS5's SSD. The Series X SSD is designed. Their solution to loading textures was this. And the rest of it, they've got a whole lot of compute units, which I'm still looking for, by the way. I'm looking for these theoretical compute units, and they're throwing all these computations for developers to use for their tool set to solve the problems, and which is fine, but that's their goal, is to use a slower clock, but have a massive amount of compute power ready to push whatever they need to push. So let me talk about the elephant in the room. Last Wednesday's Epic demo. Let me take a swig here of my libation. The Epic demo that you saw cannot run on Series X. I'm going to say it again. It can't run on Series X. Now, what they could do, they being Epic, is they could build a similar demo, okay? A similar type of demo. It would behave differently, okay? It may look better, okay? It might. It could, in theory, look better, in theory, but it may not load textures as fast, okay? It may not have as good a lighting on there. It may have better lighting. We'll never know. We will never know, okay? So you got to stop arguing and stuff like that. It's not that, again, you've been told by a group of people that have been lying that there's things that the Series X can do that the PS5 won't be able to do. Do not get caught up in that argument. That is trash. That is a BS argument coming from a bunch of blue pill, emotional men. Okay, you got guys running around talking about what they buy is based on what their friends are buying. That's some female energy stuff. And when I do my Xbox podcast, it ain't nothing but toxic masculinity. Okay. I do not appreciate men who go out and buy things based on what their friends do. Okay. You're a grown man. It's 10 o'clock in the morning and I'm drinking a Mike's Hard Lemonade. Okay. That's what men do. So do not do what others tell you to do. Do not let other people dictate to you what you ought to do. You do what you want to do. This whole thing about mind share and that mind share doesn't exist when you're a grown man. Because you're a grown man, you go do what the hell you're supposed to do. No mind share is going to stop you. But do not get caught up in this whole PlayStation can do this and Xbox can't do that. Xbox can do this and PlayStation can't. There's nothing that the Xbox Series X is going to be able to do that the PS5 will not ever be able to do. Now, there are some things that the Series X, based on computational power, are going to be able to do better based on theoretical computation power. We haven't seen it deployed yet. You know, if you're going to mock the PlayStation for variable clock frequency, you're going to get mocked, but you know, you're going to get mocked for talking about variable rate shading. Why is one variable rate okay, but the other variable rate is trash? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you guys understand that? Okay, so you know, you can't use Metacritic as a slam card on PlayStation games and then not expect that same slam card to be used against you all on your games. I mean, I really hope you guys understand that. All right. So global illumination is ray tracing. It's ray tracing. All right. It's just a different form of getting to the same solution. Again, they're getting to the same party. They're just using different roads. You know, I sat here and told you guys that. Okay. But you didn't believe it. And now a lot of people are faced with the reality that Matt's Gaming was wrong about a lot of stuff. Matt's Gaming has been damage controlling that Epic demo for 4 days, guys. I mean, 4 days. I mean, we just got an announcement of the Mafia remaster or whatever they're calling that today. We got screenshots of that. You've got another Xbox event coming up in July. But you're so busy damage controlling what Epic Games just did and what Tim Sweeney said, it's gotten to a point where you're not enjoying what you're going to have. So let's talk about what next generation is going to look like. Again, you got lied to by a group of people who told you that everything was going to be 60 frames a second. It's not. It is not. So let's look at what Phil Spencer says here. Let me see if I can pull this. Okay, so we're going to read the letter of from Phil Spencer. We'll read it into the record. That way you all know what to expect, and you won't let anybody ever dictate to you what it's going to be about. Nobody, because you'll be able to say, well, here's what Phil Spencer said. So if this individual or group of individuals has more information, and I'll get to your questions, I see them. But this needs to be read into the record. That way you guys know. This is about empowering yourself, and don't let a bunch of moist-ass, fruit booty, broken butt podcasters tell you what to expect anymore. There are places you guys can go to get your information. I have a really good friend whose son works for Industrial Lights and Magic. Industrial Lights and Magic used to be owned by George Lucas. They now work for Disney, and they were used a lot in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So a lot of the stuff that we saw in the MCU, animation-wise, technically, the color patterns, Sony's going to be able to do that. Okay, you've already had developers come out and confirm this. Okay, so guys, it's disrespectful as hell and cringe when you argue with developers. Developers coming out and talking to us online, that's a big deal because we want information about the engines and the tools and stuff like that. Therefore, we can give you all the proper information. When you guys are going ahead and attacking developers, calling them liars, saying that you call Lisa Su a liar, you call the CFO of AMD a liar. I mean, honestly, I want you to think about how that's helping anybody. How does that help you? How does that help me? How does that help us get information to give to you guys? Okay, it's cringe as hell. You're just making things harder. Now, this is the reason why this is going to get read into the record is because you all have been lied to by certain podcasters whose job it is to jerk you off and tell you what you want to hear. Well, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not here to jerk you off. I'm here to tell you the truth, not to be your friend and put on a headset and call in the goddamn B2 to get one-man army. Who does that shit anyway? Well, I'm going to stand behind this rock here and I need you to go shoot that guy and I'm going to call in the B2 and I'm going to get one-man army. You sound like a bunch of 11-year-olds. So, but let's read this letter into the record, and this is from Phil Juggernaut Head Spencer. Now I got to find it on my rant. Okay. Now, here's what Series X is going to bring to all of us. Okay. It says a superior balance of power and speed. Well, we know right here, they don't have superior speed, but fine, fair enough. Next generation custom processor, Xbox Series X is our most powerful console ever, powered by our custom design process, leveraging AMD's latest Zen 2 and RDNA 2 architectures. Again, your competitor has the exact same CPU. Okay, so delivering 4 times the processing power of Xbox One and enabling developers to leverage. There's that word. To leverage. That literally means that they may do it or they may not do it. Okay. 12 T-flops of GPU, graphics processing unit performance. Okay. So start right there. Start right there. All that means literally, it doesn't mean that everybody's going to use 12 T-flops. It just means you can leverage. That's the tool. That's the tool that you have at your disposal to use if you decide to. So when you hear somebody say, well, they got 12 T-flops of power and everything's going to look and run better. I mean, how is that possible without any real world performance information in front of you? All this is theory. Okay. I was on Sick Humor's podcast yesterday. Shout out to Sick Humor. Einstein had a theory about, well, if we split atoms at an accelerated rate, it's going to cause this massive explosion. And Oppenheimer didn't believe it. Oppenheimer was like, well, I don't know. It might work. It might not work. We have to see it in real time. And then when he saw it, Oppenheimer famously said, my God, I have become death, the destroyer of worlds. Okay? So, but he had to see it in real time. And all we're going to ask you guys to do is just wait for the information for you to see it in real time. Then you don't get bent over the couch and lubed up really good by people. This is what happened with the Inside Xbox show with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. There is nothing wrong with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It was made for this generation. It was made to take advantage of the Xbox X and PlayStation Pro and the S and the regular PlayStation. It wasn't designed to go ahead and start working with the new graphics cards that are going to be in Series X and PS5. So when I hear people talking about boycott the developers, why? They didn't do nothing wrong. The developer never came out and said we're going to have our game be 4K 60. They never said that. Ubisoft never said that. It is these idiots online that are telling you guys that it's going to happen anyway. and it's trash. They're full of I mean, they're full of shit. And because you believe them, now you look stupid. You do look stupid. You have zero credibility, none whatsoever. It's trash. Okay, it is total trash at this point. So it says twice that of an Xbox X and more than 8 times of the original Xbox. Xbox Series X delivers a true generational leap in processing and graphics power with cutting-edge techniques, resulting in higher frame rates, larger, more sophisticated game worlds, which we all know that's going to happen. All developers have said you're going to have larger, more sophisticated game worlds, an immersive experience unlike anything ever seen before on console gaming. Now, the only thing that has been confirmed so far from developers is sophisticated gaming worlds. We have no proof of higher frame rates yet. Not yet. Okay, we haven't seen it in real time, have we? No, we haven't. We don't know what their experience is going to be like because we haven't gotten it in our hands. This is what's called as hyperbole. Okay, this is hyperbole. This is not a lie. Phil Spencer's not lying. This is what they have on. He has seen things that we haven't seen. So him saying this is good, but we haven't seen it implemented yet. Okay, variable rate shading. Our patented form of variable rate shading. Microsoft has a patented form of variable rate shading. So does Sony. Okay, but that's not why we're here. We're looking at what you're going to get, and if you decide to take one of these home. So empowers developers to efficiently utilize the full power of Xbox Series X. Rather than spending GPU cycles uniformly to every single pixel on the screen, they can prioritize individual effects on specific game characters or, more important, environmental objects. This technique results in more stable frame rates and higher resolution with no impact on the final image quality. Okay, how this basically works is if you take a headset and you're staring at the headset, the variable rate shading is going to pull resources so that you looking at the headset gives you the best picture. Okay, you get the best image quality of that headset. It's going to look spectacular. And again, because they're not using GPU cycles, compute cycles, that's it. That's really good. You're just looking at the headset. Now, if you look away from your headset, you may have a drop in image quality because you're concentrating on the headset, which is actually, this is good. This is good. Okay. So, says hardware accelerated DirectX ray tracing. You can expect more dynamic and realistic environments powered by hardware accelerated ray tracing DirectX. I'm sorry. And first for console gaming, this means true to life lighting, accurate reflections, and realistic acoustics in real time as you explore the gaming world. Yes, you can have hardware. Ray tracing also deals with sound as well. And we all know about the sound, and that's really good. That is really good so far. So you're going to have it has an SSD storage. And again, we've seen this when that one guy, I can't think of his name, showed us the console. We saw it. We saw it. Okay, we saw their SSD working, and that's fun. Okay, the SSD is nearly in every aspect of gaming. It's improved. That is true. Game worlds are larger. Yes. More dynamic and load and flash. Yes, it's going to load much faster. And fast travel is just that, fast. Yes, it is instantaneous almost. So that's good news. Quick resume. You saw this. They suspended it. They started it again. We saw this actually physically working, which is really good. DLI. This is about the pipeline. It talks about the controller. It says it leverages the high bandwidth prioritized wireless communication protocol. We don't even know if that's going to work right or not because we haven't seen it working in real time. We don't have it in our hands, so we'll just pause on that. I'm not saying that it won't work. I'm saying that we don't have it in our hands. HDMI 2.1. Now, here's something you all got to get on, okay? You all going to have to start looking at TVs and or monitors that support HDMI 2.1. That's something that you all are going to have to do. I can't help you all with that. I am PO. P-O. Can't afford the O and the R. Okay. So you guys are going to have to get in front of that, and you guys are going to have to make that work on your own. Maybe you got good credit. Maybe you can walk into Best Buy or wherever and spend, $2,100 on a TV. I can't. I admit it. Po. Okay, so I admit it. So, but yeah, Gears of War, this up to 120. Yeah, I expect when they walk out on stage for them to say we were able to get Gears to run at 120 frames per second. We were able to get Forza Horizon to run at 120 frames a second. Yeah, that's expected. Okay, that's what I expect. That's an okay thing to expect because they're putting it out on Front Street. Now we just have to see what games. So Xbox Series X allows developers to exceed standard FPS, 60 FPS. So it allows it. Doesn't mean they're going to do it. Don't get the word allow confused with they will. Okay, there's two different meanings. You have to go back to school for that one. So backwards compatibility, 4 generations of gaming. This is good, even though it's more emulation. Fair enough. This is good to know. Now I don't know if they're going to be able to take a game like Knights of the Old Republic, this 4.3 format, and put it in 16.9. I'm not here to say that it can't. I'm just here to say I don't know. I don't know because we haven't seen it before. Smart delivery, we've seen it. We already know this is being supported. This is actually good. We know about Game Pass. Shout out to Emrys17 who gave me 3 months of Game Pass. Shout out to him. Definitely enjoying that. And it says, jump in, Phil Spencer, a generation with players at the center. This is all really good news, guys. I really don't know how how you all have gotten, so messed up. I don't know how you all got so messed up and listening to people who, quite frankly, are lying to you. I just don't know. And again, it's their job to do that. And everybody hits the super chat button, and because they're being told what they want to hear, and they're not stupid. We have tools on our YouTube pages, if you all don't know this, where we can see what you guys like and what you don't like. We can actually see it. So just letting you know that. So what in the heck? All right. Yeah, Link. I'm doing an Xbox podcast. What's happening, Geo? I'm just next generation. So, and anybody expecting anything different than that, it's got hole in them. Anybody telling you more than that is not telling you the truth. Okay, they're not, because they're telling you exactly what you can expect from them, and from them personally, not from the third-party developers. So it's third-party developers. If they do anything extra, bravo. But this is not about them. This is about what you can expect with Series X. Again, start with your own house. Okay, if you got a shitty house, don't expect other people to come in and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. No, that ain't the way it works. So yeah, up to 120 FPS. So now this doesn't mean that every game will be 120 FPS. This means that if the developers want to, they can make something 120 FPS. Now it may take a hit on frame rate, or not frame rate. It may take a hit on resolution. But I mean, again, if they say the game is 1800p, 120, and it can go up to 120 FPS and has 4K textures, are you really going to be bitching about that? I mean, seriously. I mean, really think about that. Really think about that. Here's a game doing 100. So the next Forza Motorsports, they say it can go up to 120 FPS if you put it in performance mode, and then the resolution will drop to 1800p. But we're going to still have 8K, 4K textures. Are they? I mean, really? Are you really that upset? I mean, are you that moist? I mean, come on now. So you can't fit in 52 CUs in such a small space of frame. Well, again, the 52 CUs is just a theoretical unit that they may use. So what's up, Andre 6K? So Mario Heat says 1080p Ultra always, even on a TV, you don't need a monitor. Well, I mean, you're right, but you don't get the response time from the TV. but you are correct about that. So these dudes want full native ray tracing, 4K. I don't disagree with that. Which again, and look, they're first party developers may be able to deliver that. I'm not here to say that they can't, but I wouldn't expect that. And if you get it, fine. I mean, if you get it, fine. It's just like if they say to you on your job, you're going to get a bonus. I mean, if they give you $50, that's fine. I'm like, yeah, give me $50. That's a bonus. That's fine. You know, but if you give me more than 50, that's still a surprise. It's still more than I wanted, so that's fine. So, I mean, you know, this is on them. You're planning on getting a 55-inch C9. It's on up to 2,000. Well, like I said, that your wallet is bigger than mine. You hit that like button, people. Hit that, and if you like the podcast, share. And if you want to support it, and if you want to by doing a donation, that's perfectly fine. So, you hope Kid Smooth's hand is okay. I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure Kid Smooth is perfectly fine. So I'm gonna do not an unboxing, but I will be definitely showing my 5600 XT. So let's see here. What does PS4 already have, Robert? You just sent $2,500 on a 4K OLED back in 17. Well, yeah, that is true. They are expensive. That's why I'm trying to find a 2.1 monitor. And if I'm at $599, I'll take it. I'll take it. So says global illumination was used on games this gen. Yeah, they were. They were, and so was the ambient inclusion lighting. That's true too. Yeah, it's just going to be a little more pronounced. So that's all. So yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, or it's not. And by the way, guys, it's not Tsushima. It's just Shu. The T is silent. The T is silent. It's just Shu. It's just Ghost of Tsushima. So, which is fine. So, real-time ray tracing in every in-game scene is out of the question for BoCon. I don't disagree with that. I don't expect it. I mean, again, I've sat here for the last 6 weeks and said I don't expect ray tracing to be half as big a deal as what people are making it out to be. It's not that it won't be used. It's just that it's not going to be a game changer. Like, say, HDR was. I don't know if you remember when they first started putting HDR in gaming. That was huge. Ray tracing is just not going to be used that much. So, you know, that's just my opinion. Could be wrong. So, you already bought Ghost of Tsushima? Wow. So I haven't done that yet. I'm not going to pre-order Ghost of Tsushima, but I am going to buy it. So I am going to buy it. So, I mean, I wouldn't call those guys idiots. I would just say, look, they're just, for whatever reason, they're not telling you guys the truth for whatever reason. So, is this Mass Effect? No, this is not Mass Effect. So, that is funny. So, Xbox should be putting ray tracing 4K 120 with a 40% advantage over PS5. Well, again, that's. I mean, I'm just. If you're going to believe that, I'm not going to argue with that. That's stupid. So that's all I can say. So you pre-ordered after you'll finish. Yeah, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it after I beat Last of Us Part 2. So. So yeah, I'm not gonna worry about. I'm buying Ghost of Tsushima. I'm just gonna buy. I'm gonna beat. What you call it first. So you know, this is the way for me. It's be nice. It'd be nice. So a 65-inch with 2.1. Wow. So yeah, ray tracing is heavy computational. So. A lot more on the CPU than anything else. There's a reason, even why the highest end gaming PCs can only use bits and pieces of it instead of it all at once. Yeah. So, no, I did not call the FBI. So, but Somebody else pre-order go. Yeah, I mean, again, Ghost of Tsushima, that trailer or what they showed, that deep dive, that sold a lot of people. It sold me. I was on the fence. I was on the fence. So, over those missing CU. No, I think what happened was Sony has had those missing CU. So, again, yeah, their math isn't very good. That's all I can say. So, yeah, can you imagine calling the police talking about where are the missing CUs? So, so yeah, but no, it's not about that. I mean, I understand what the CU is supposed to do, and it's not going to do what these guys think. You got Tsushima Special Edition pre-ordered on Amazon. Wow. So wow, there you go. Yeah, again, like I said, it sold me. That deep dive sold me. But that's I had a lot of questions. You know, how are we going to move around without waypoints, and was it going to have stealth? Were there night missions? I mean, all my questions got answered. You know, so I'm fine. I'm good. So, you know, I'm good. I'm good. So, yeah, they listen to the Canadian comment, and again, the reason why they're listening to them is because they're telling them what they want to hear, which is perfectly fine. Social joins, a teraflop narrative died in a horrible death. Yeah, I mean, again, teraflops again are theoretical, and they have nothing. I can say they have nothing. They are important, but they're not as important as these guys are making it out to be. Okay, so that's all I can say. You know, it's like, okay, if you sprain your ankle, that's important, but you know, as long as your heart is still beating and your head is still working, it's not that it doesn't hurt, but it's just not this big deal that's been made out to be. So you're happy because Apple finally delivered your Magic Keyboard for your new iPad Pro. There you go. Yeah, and I'm waiting on the delivery myself, so I can appreciate that. I thought it was coming in today, but it's not coming in till tomorrow. So that was very, very disappointing. So could you imagine The Last of Us 2 and those was on gamepads? What gamepads? So well, I mean, the Canadian con man got screwed over by Lisa Su, who came out and declared that the PS5 was was RDNA 2, which we already knew. We already knew, but it was you know, it is what it is. So I see there's a special PS4 console for The Last of Us Part 2, which I assume they're going to be showing it a whole lot tomorrow. So, so $350 for a keyboard is a lot, though. Yeah, especially you could have donated. You could have donated that to me, Uncompetitive. I got the 5600 XT. I'm going to be gaming in 1080p ultra settings. CPU 3600 Ryzen. So, no, I agree with Luca. I wouldn't say it was ass. It just a different color scheme could have made it pop a little bit more. Would have been great if Mark Cerny would have had that tech demo at the deep dive to explain what's going on with the demo in relation to the PS5. That's a good point. And remember, that demo was supposed to be playable at the at GDC. They had that ready to go. They had it ready to go, and it didn't work. You know, it didn't work out. Everything that's going on, so they did this instead, which is fine. So. D-Batch and other Xbox are still disputing that the PS5 is RDNA 2. Well, Lisa Su tweeted about it, so that's the end of that. That's my whole thing is that I don't really care what people are saying because I mean AMD has already confirmed it. It's time to move on from it. So saying that RDNA 4 will be coming to the Series X, they might be. So. Replaying God of War, that's good. So, Should have been a lighter color to make the tattoo pop more. Yeah, I mean, from what I just saw online, I'm just kind of like, that doesn't move me. But there's a lot of people that collect stuff like that. So, you know, I mean, I still want that one. What that blue one that Sony put out. I don't know if y'all remember that blue one they put out. I want that one. So yeah, and it's a good way. I mean, I don't know Ghost of Tsushima if they're going to have a specialized one as well. So, that I would look to buy that one. Why is the Xbox community stupid? Our education system has failed us. I mean, again, they inevitably want to believe. Well, look, they actually do believe that the whole 1080p 900p thing is why Xbox lost this generation to Sony. That's what they believe. So everything that happens revolves around them having the most power because they think that's going to translate into sales. It doesn't, but that's what they think. So to us, they look stupid because we know that's not true. So, but with that said, there's really nothing you can really do about it. So, because again, I was listening to a podcast. I think I was listening to it was Crossfire, and Xbox 448 is still talking about 900p and 1080p. I mean, it is what it is, and I mean, I let it go. It's dumb. Most likely it will a Ghost of Tsushima PS4 bundle. I have to wait and see. Yeah, definitely have to wait and see. So yeah, and I've had all Xboxes known to mankind. I've owned every one of them. But when I saw Grounded, I'm like, I can no longer support this anymore. So anybody who buys Grounded enjoys it, great. I can't do it. You're a better man than me. I admit you're a better man than me. So, honey, I shrunk the fuck Negro is not what I'm on. So. Well, the fanboys are just that. I mean, look, Matt's Gaming has been damage controlling that Epic demo since it came out. I mean, he's been damage controlling it. So he 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's been damage controlling that game for a week because he's upset. And he may not care, but he sees his analytics and the Xbox people in his chat section. They're going crazy, saying that Tim Sweeney's a liar, saying that, it can be done on Xbox. So what's he do? You see, that's what people are saying. So he puts out videos to make their butts not hurt as bad. I mean, that's just the truth. What's up, the Titanfall princess? How are you doing, young lady? You still getting your judo on? Yeah, this is my big Xbox podcast talking about what to expect from Series X. So, again, I mean, Social Joy, I mean, I don't think he's going to cry. Who cares? And if he does, who cares? Who cares? I mean, people have actually reached out to him and talked to him about why he's doing the stuff he's doing. And look, that's the way he has decided to run his podcast. And he has the absolute right to do it like that. I don't sub to him anymore. Yeah, that's just I don't sub to him. I did because somebody sent me some of the comments that people were leaving in his comment section. I went over and just looked at some of the comments. So I didn't listen to him, so so yeah. I don't know, Titanfall Princess. I think she could give Amanda Nunes a workout. I think she might be able to beat Amanda Nunes. And Nunes has got some nasty hands. So I would no. I mean, I can't, man, that's unfair to say it's a hustle, but yeah, it could be. I'm not gonna say that about nobody though. So because I mean we all are here. It's entertainment, it is fun. Some of us do use it we actually use the information superhighway to pass information, so call me old fashioned. That's what I do. So if you had a 360 and got the first Gears of War cameo and 99 Nights plus a few other games on it, yeah, I mean, again, I still remember when Peter Moore showed Gears of War. I guess it was on the 360, and I remember my jaw dropped on what that game looked like. So, and I still a big Gears fan. I like Gears. I like Halo. I like those games. I grew up playing Halo. You know, playing Halo on a little 19-inch TV in my bedroom umpteen years ago. So yeah, but it's Xbox is the optional console. So it was for me. Now, if they released a Lockhart and it can do 1080p, ultra settings and stuff like that, I'll look into buying it. So Halo 2 is broken on PC. I haven't tried to play it yet. I'm gonna probably play Halo Reach later tonight. Miss playing Halo Reach. Still my favorite Halo game of all time. So Titanfall Princess love the multiplayer. So I never played the multiplayer. I've always only played. I played that campaign. I thought it was fantastic. To this day, people were upset about that game. I'm like, why? This is a great game, you know. So it says July going to be make or break for Xbox. See, I've heard other people say that. I disagree. I think Microsoft again is going to hit Sony hard in July. They've got to. So I expect to see everything that they got. I expect to see it, and I expect to see it running in real time. So I expect at least a 1.5 hour show. I expect them to talk about the Lockhart if it exists. I expect them to talk about possibly jumping up the clock speeds because they've done it before. I think they're going to show the Perfect Darks and Gears running and maybe a couple of other second and third party games running on the platform. Again, because that's what Sony is allegedly planning to do in June, to show a bunch of first party games and show a handful of third party games running on their console. So yeah, I'm interested in the Lockhart. I'm just waiting for some more information, not speculation. When they put out the information of Lockhart, I will be the first one on it. So the low quality shows. Well, I mean, again, the Xbox show was bad. Xbox has apologized for it. The deep dive that we got with Ghost of Tsushima, that was good. That was actually good for me. And then the Epic demo, shout out to Jeff Keighley for putting all that together. The Epic demo was fun. I mean, to me, it happened. It's over. You know, the next day, which would be, I guess that was Thursday, these guys were just going crazy. And then I had to work the weekend. I came home and found out Tim Sweeney was being attacked by PC elitists and Xbox fanboys because they don't want to hear that PlayStation is the default best place to run that engine. That's ultimately what they're mad at, is that Unreal's engine, the best place for it to run optimized is going to be on PlayStation. So yeah, Robert, I don't know if it exists because Microsoft hasn't confirmed anything yet. You know, so, you know, it is what it is. So are they going to hit them with quality AAA? Yeah, they're going to show Fable, Perfect Dark, Killer Instinct, Halo Infinite. I'm looking here. Where'd it go? Forza. And then they're going to bring back some of their older classic games. So, which is fine. Epic has waived royalties on the first 1 million of revenue of any game built with the Unreal. Cool. Yeah, and what they were showing, what Epic was showing was like, look, here's what we have got. Here are the tools that we have for you guys to deploy onto this engine, which is great. That's great. Yeah, new Killer Instinct. So yeah, somebody if I may try to make a game on the Unreal Engine. I may make another Mass Effect game. Sounds like L's to me, no new IP. Well, I mean, again, if they bring back, you have to bring back games that people grew up with. People really like the Perfect Dark series. Splinter Cell could be shown. I mean, again, that Splinter Cell is a multi-plat game, I know, but maybe they have some type of 6 month, like Sony did with Final Fantasy VII, have a 1-year exclusivity deal. Stuff like that. They're bringing that stuff back because, again, they're going to hit Sony as hard as they can. They're going to hit them hard. So, and it's because I've seen their list. I'm looking at it. So, and they're going to hit them pretty hard because they got to slow them down. They cannot have what happened just happen again. They can't have it. Okay, that division will get sold off to whoever, whether Disney buys that or Amazon buys it or some upstart buys it, that they can't have it anymore. So we need another Mass Effect. Well, I would just like to see a remaster. I would like this. I would love a Mass Effect 4 because my Shepard was seen breathing at the end of Mass Effect. So let me see what happens after that. Make him somebody like Anderson. He doesn't have to be playable. But say they can just go ahead and put in what my Shepard looked like. I romance Miranda. Let's just say there's a bunch of orphaned kids because of the war, and Miranda and Shepard adopt 3 kids. Amanda and my Shepard adopt 3 kids, and they live, I don't know, they live somewhere. What planet? Hellfire. I can't remember one of those nice, pretty planets that humans were on at the end of that. So, Terra Nova. They go to Terra Nova, and that's where they live. So that's what I would like to see happen. So, yeah, Perfect Dark games are cool. Yeah, they just got to bring that stuff back. So, you want a Lockhart? Yeah, I want some information. That's all I can say. I want some information on Lockhart. I don't think. No, it's not a matter of Sony. Sony is going to fire on all cylinders, but Sony traditionally has they start slow, and then once the plane taxis down the runway and gets to where it needs to go, it gets to where it needs to go. Microsoft, in order for them to compete, is going to have to hit them hard, okay? And I'm not the only one that has said this. Hip Hop Gamer has said this, and so has Paul with was it Rig Gaming Tech, the Rig Gaming Tech guy, and yeah, what I've been told is that they're gonna hit Sony pretty hard. So but again, that's fine. I mean, they've got to do it for 2 years. They got to go ahead and get the games that are going to be on Series X out. Okay, they got to get them out, and so they've got to be able to slow Sony down for 2 years. That's their plan. Their game plan is Sony's game plan is to move you to the PS5 as soon as possible. But that plan is not going to work anymore because they're not going to have enough PS5s out. They're not going to have enough PS5s out. So here's where the Lockhart comes in, and Microsoft says, look, while you're waiting on your PS5, here's a Lockhart, so and that's where Microsoft's going to hit them the hardest. That's why the Sony's biggest problem is going to be distribution. It's going to be extremely difficult to get one of these consoles. I'm talking about you may not be getting one until summer of 21. That's when you can physically walk into the store and just pick one up. That it may be that much of a backlog because that's tough. I got the $2 holler from Rice Eater 79. Shout out to expect lots of CG gameplay trailers. See, I don't expect any CGI, or if you get it, it will be followed immediately by gameplay. So I mean, it has to be, there is no getting around it anymore. So it's just no getting around it. They got to do it. So people are not going to move on from the PS ecosystem just like that. Well, I'm not saying that they move completely out, okay? I mean, but if they can offer an alternative because you can't buy a PS4, because that's what happened at the beginning of this generation, okay? People bought Xboxes because they could not find PlayStations. And then when the PlayStation came back, that you could walk into the store and buy one, people turned in their Xboxes. That happened. That actually did happen. So, I mean, there's a difference in just picking something up and then, it's not like, but if they were to say to you, here's the Lockhart for, $2.99, and it's going to come with 6 months of Game Pass. Are you kidding me? Of course I would buy one. I can wait on the PS5. It's not like I'll have my Pro and my Lockhart, and then I'll walk that, or I'll go to GameStop and be like, here, give me my PlayStation 5, and guess what? I'll pay maybe $20 for it. People waited on PS4 to get restocked. That is true, but they also moved a lot of Xboxes because people were upset and they could not buy one. You couldn't even go to the PlayStation website to order one. They were on the back order was that deep. So, trade in the Pro for a PS. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm doing. So, I mean, I'll have the Lockhart and the Pro here if I can't get the PS5. That's just all that for me. That's fine. I'll still have my Pro. I'll have the Lockhart here, and I'll have my PC. Then when I walk into the store, I'm like, oh, you have a PS5? Oh yeah, we got 40 of them. Then I would be like, all right, I need to go up to the store and go ahead and trade this stuff in. That's the way I roll. So that's because, again, there's going to be a lot of people when the PS5 goes for sale, and you need to make sure you're signed up to GameStop, to Target, to Walmart, to Best Buy. All these places, Costco, all these places are going to have alerts up so that you can go buy one. And then there's no goddamn guarantee that you're going to get it, because the same thing happened with the 360. So I'm just letting you know. The same thing happened with the 360. People bought those things and they couldn't get them till April or May of the following year. It was pathetic. So Rice Eater again with another $2 Hollow Rice Eater 79. He's a top donator of the day. Says Microsoft don't have anything. Why Halo ain't shown in 2 years? I don't disagree. That's why July is. That's why. I mean, look. That's what's happened is Sony in 2 days took whatever momentum Microsoft had and they totally punched them in the face. I mean, they punched them in the face and it's really hurt them. That's why all of a sudden these guys online, you don't see them talking anymore. You do not see them. This morning I got up and they're talking about how Sony is using the Azure cloud to help them financially and all that stuff next. It's pathetic where they're at this point. So, it's terrible. That's all I can say. It is terrible. So, but that's where they are at this point. So, shout out to Optimus Code. He's having I'm trying to get guys. I'm working hard to get Optimus Code on the podcast. Trust me. So you want Xbox games, just use a PC. Well, I mean, that's fine. That is fine. But I buy out of spite, and I'm an impulse buyer. So if I walk into the store to get a PS5 and I can't get one, and there's a Lockhart and it's $300, I will buy the Lockhart. But if I walk in the store and the PS5 ain't there, and all they have is a Series X, I ain't gonna buy the Series X. I will just be gaming on PC. I'm good. I'm happy. I'll be good with what I got. I'll try to go back and platinum some of these games. I ain't got no platinums yet. So none whatsoever. Nada. E1 Matador, the PS5 is going to be limited. Okay, it's going to be limited. So it depends on where you're at. There'll be more in New York City than there will be in Columbus, Ohio. Okay, there'll be more in there'll be more in Miami, Florida than there are in Louisville, Kentucky. So that's the way it is. So I have no platinums. I think I've got 2 gold. I got a bunch of those brown ones, the bronze ones. I got 0 platinums, nada. So, so yeah. I mean, I may get that Last of Us Part 2 Pro. I mean, I don't know. So I have to wait for the stores here to open up, and I think a lot of them are going to open up June 1st. And I am going to beeline, I'm saying beeline, make a beeline up to GameStop, so, and to Best Buy. So you're out of your mind if you think you're going to miss out. Well, nobody's telling you to miss out on anything. So I won't be missing out on them. But you know, if Insomniac comes out and says the next Spider-Man game will be out to 2022. I'm not going to be in any rush to go buy a PS5. When if I'm talking about with there not being a whole lot of PS5s available, the problem's going to be availability. Sony wants to launch that in all regions of the world. They're a worldwide company. They have a worldwide launch. So they want to launch in Australia and New Guinea and Africa and South America, Central America. Microsoft is going to concentrate mostly on North America, and Sony's going to announce. Sony's main headquarters for PlayStation is in Europe, so Europe will get the most consoles. So just it is what it is. Some Ash has the One X. You're just going to keep that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So. Beeline we're game. Well, I mean, again, by June 1st, God willing, the mask will be optional. I'm not here to say not to wear a mask. I've said before, if you're going to be out in public, going to the store, wear a mask. If you're in your backyard, chilling out, drinking a couple of cold ones, you don't need no mask on. So, Rice Eater 79 says, amazing how the narrative switched from T-Flop to SSD without Sony saying a word. All this, Kate for Sony, design after. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it had been switching to that anyway. There's just too many developers coming out saying that PlayStation has the better technology. But it's nothing wrong with Series X. I mean, Series X is going to be fine. It's a monster of a machine. So it's just the developers are going to have to take the tools and start using them. It's what happened is people assumed that things are going to be done a certain way, and that's not true. Trust me, part of the problem that the Xbox guys are having is that Epic demo, it's not that Epic demo was shown. It's that it wasn't shown on the Xbox because they've been telling people for 8 to 10 months there are going to be things on Series X that won't work on PS5. And we've all known that's not true. Well, they're going to be able to do the same things, but they told their audience that wasn't possible. So they've been damage controlling ever since that demo came out. Then the very next day they had to do a Ghost of Tsushima. Then it was like, oh, this is downgraded. Now tomorrow they're going to have a deep dive. If you don't know this, they're going to have a deep dive tomorrow with The Last of Us Part 2. And I guarantee you, you're going to see people say downgrade. So that's just the way they are at this point. Saying that's why I did my podcast moving forward, because I'm not going to argue with a bunch of stupid blue pill feminized dudes. Okay, the developers know more than me, and I'm excited that the developers know more than me. I'll just report on what the developers say. I believe the developers in the discussion. These guys are arguing with developers at this point, and I don't want to be associated with that. I want a developer to come on my show, my podcast, to talk to me and talk to you guys. I'm not gonna, so arguing with one of them is it's problematic for all of us. It's making us all look bad. So when it comes to sales, PS5 is going to, they're going to win. I mean, that's already baked in. Yeah, that's going to happen. So Let's see here. Pretty bad when they will not let you inside the grocery store unless you're wearing a mask. Well, that's because you're in contact with a bunch of other people. That's why. That's why. How am I sending mixed messages if I'm going to buy one? If I can't buy one at launch, there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, there'll be nothing I can do about it. So, I mean, if somebody wants to send me one, that's fine. But if I'm like, hey, look, I went to the store, I can't find one, so I'll be waiting. I'll be outside looking in. And that's I'm simply saying that I won't be mad if that happens. I'll be like, all right, that's fine. So Epic showed the Elemental Tech demo on PS4 Dev Kit back in. Oh, they did? Okay. Yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean, what surprised everybody was that they showed it running on a PS5. So, and that's what's got everybody. That's what everybody's got their panties in a wad for. That's why their knickers is in a bunch, as the British would say. Okay, that's why. I mean, it's just it is what it is. And look, Xbox is going to show us some stuff in a couple of weeks, in a few more weeks. So we just got to wait a few more weeks. And but these guys are upset. They're mad. They're and you could go. I mean, they're just mad. I mean, that's all I can say. So. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of game designers and game artists' reactions to PS5 demo. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of artists too. They said it's unbelievable, and they can't understand how so many triangles on screen at one time. Yeah, what they say, like a gazillion triangles. That's a lot of triangles. I'm tired of hearing about triangles. So it is what it is. So. Like I'm saying, Ghost is, but they've always said that. First it was Spider-Man, then it's The Last of Us. It all we can go on and on and on. Detroit Become Human. Yeah, they have more triangles on stage on that screen than CU. So there you go. So yep, their noodles are scrambled ever since that tech demo. Yeah, they've been damage controlling, and I mean, anytime what did those guys do? An interview in Chinese, and they were like, "Oh, we were able to do this," and he said that. I mean, he sounded like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" You're attacking the guy. I mean, Chinese does not directly translate into English word for word, for one thing. If you know any Chinese, that's not true. They use letters and symbols, so it's crazy what this has gotten into. It's funny, but it's also sad because I would like to talk to Tim Sweeney, and I can't now because these idiots are mad at him. So they're mad at him, and so I got to deal with their stupidity. So yeah, they were calling devs and CFOs liars. So so that's interesting if that's true. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at something here. Oh no! Now in post-ups talking about the PS5 SSD versus the XSS. I'm asking you, Xbox guys, do not get involved in that type of talk. Okay, the PlayStation's SSD is the better of the two, and just move on from it. It's not the end of the world. It's not that the Xbox's SSD is not going to work. It's not that it won't do what it's supposed to do well. It's just the Sony SSD is designed to do different things better, and it will. End of discussion. Okay, it's not. It's just you got to stop arguing with these crazy ass people. Well, hello, Ice Queen. So hello. I still plan on coming to England, and when I get to England, I certainly hope we can go out for a pint. So Yeah, right. See there, I just when you reach the point where you're so blue pill emotional and you're calling developers liars and you're calling CFOs liars, and I mean it's just to a point because you're trying to push a narrative. There's a problem, and the problem is not us, it's them. So so since Atari, why haven't they figured out yet power never matters, all about the game? Yeah, because Atari was trash. I mean, but they had so many games that, you know, and the games were trash too. The most trash game in history, E.T. Trash. So bad it destroyed the Atari. People are like, well, how bad was it? It was so bad it took the company down. Yeah, now we have to get some hot food. I would like to try some spicy food, like or spicy fish. I'll bring my own hot sauce, fish and chips, and a pint. Yeah, right, Cedar. There you go. Where is No Russian at? You know, No Russian was mad as hell. So he quit the podcast. He's like, he said he can't save me. I'm like, well, I'm not the one running around lying to you. So I've been sitting here telling you, hey, SSDs are going to change the way games are made, and he didn't believe it. So, you know, yeah, I agree. I agree. And look, so Microsoft's SSD is fast as well. I mean, they got that BC compact. I mean, that's fine. You know, it's gonna. I believe they can load textures faster than the PlayStation 5. But the PlayStation 5 does. It doesn't mean they have faster storage. It just means that's what it's going to do. That's what it specializes in. So I do want to go look for the CUs as well. I have to spread out. We'll meet at London Bridge, okay? We'll have to spread out and find the CUs. Don can go to the east. I will go to the restaurant to eat, and Mr. Reese, you can go downtown. Somebody needs to ask the Queen of England where the CUs are. That's the first thing we got to do. We can go to MI6 headquarters and ask them where the damn CUs. That's what we're going to do. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to MI6 headquarters, and we're going to say, where are the damn CUs? So, oh man. I am considering what, that's a good question. He calls me sir. I am considering what Sony is going to do in June. Microsoft is still going to hit them as hard as they can in July, okay? So, yeah, we're going to ask where the CUs are. And that's the main thing. We'll probably get thrown in jail. So, they have to let me out to call Trump to get me out. Say, dude, I'm trying to find the CUs, and they won't tell me where they are. So, yeah, they'll say, see you later. Yeah, I mean, what if Sony announces 1 year exclusive with GTA 6? That's not happening. They're not going to announce that. I can tell you that right. I'm looking at what they're going to announce for Sony. I've got my list right here. It ain't GTA 6 is not going to be no exclusive to that console. So now this doesn't mean they won't have some type of exclusive deal with Rockstar, but they're not the whole game. So, so PS5 is easier for develop. According to some developers, it's easier to develop for. So again, I don't think the developers are lying. So I mean, again, that's why I'm just like, you know, if the developers are saying this, I'll just go with the developers. So PlayStation just announced we announced that Benny Boy. Yeah, that's cool. And I'm sure that'll be part of their deep dive tomorrow. Heard the CUs are in China. It could be. I don't know where they are. I'm very disappointed. So, it comes with a headset. Really? Huh. I didn't know it came with a headset. All right. Well, there you go. That I did not know. That is news. So thank you. Let's see here. You're just having a glass of Coke, no vodka. You drink vodka and Coke? That is different. Well, I drink Jack Daniels and Coke. So, oh, it's not included. Okay. I misunderstood you then. So, PS5 bringing free smoke. Again, PS5 announcement is going to be really, really good whenever they do it. They haven't announced when they're doing it. Everybody's saying June. So, but I mean, Sony has not said they're doing anything in June. Yes, there is some smoke there. I give you that, but Sony's not come out with any type of announcement. So, vodka and Coke. I've never said Jack and Coke, the old drink. Hey, it does its job. That's all you need to know. Jack and Coke is still around because it's still one of the best mixes. You got that sweet and sour taste there. But yeah, that's my drink right there. Now, if I really want to impress her, I get that Crown. That Crown Royal and Ice. So Jack, yeah, called it an old man's. It is. Hit that like button, people. Don't be scared. So when Sony eventually does an announcement, will break the internet. Well, it will. It will. You're right about that. I'm not going to deny that. So, yeah, I mean, Sony's a worldwide company. They're going to break the internet. Hell, they broke it just showing a friggin' joystick or gamepad, which they say is going to allow you to feel the rain. That's what I mean, it's stuff like that that is kind of like, all right, we'll have to wait and see that. That's the stuff I'm skeptical about. You can tell me that that's going to happen, but how does that even work? And that's why I have to get my hands on it. So, never give a woman Jack Daniels. Oh, well, yeah, I know. Vodka, Red Bull. Yeah, that is called a motorcycle mama. Red Bull and vodka. It's called a motorcycle mama. So, well, I have a joystick here for my flight sim. I mean, I had somebody online yesterday. I think it was some Xbox guy, Game Goons. He was talking about how good the flight sim Microsoft game looked. I said, man, I hope so. I'm buying it. And said, oh, by the way, you need an SSD. Like all the pictures that they were showing, he thought they were from the Series X. I had to show him the screenshot and bust his cheeks, saying that these were from the PC. And we saw those specs from the PC, 2080. I mean, it was like an i7 or something like that, and an SSD. So Don likes to drink Jack Daniels. Well, see, it can be me, Mr. Reese, Don, and Don can bring her dad. So that way Don's dad can protect her from the crazy American man that's over here sitting at the bar. Oh man. So let's see here. But yeah, I like that. Cannot wait for Xbox VR. Now we're not. Yeah, not unless they announce that in July. We never know. For all I know, they're going to announce that in July. So we're not worried about PS5 because you only got 2 exclusives waiting for you in June, July. Yeah, I mean, that's my whole point is that, look, if I can't get my hands on a PS5, it's not like I don't have plenty to play on my PS4. I'll be like, oh, man, I can't get one this week. I guess I'll go back and do something else. And again, my PC is getting upgraded, and I'll be playing Star Citizen and DCS Flight, and I'll be playing a flight sim game. So it's not like I'm going to be mad, so. So, well, in June, that's if they show this, but after I buy Ghost of Tsushima, I mean, in August, I'll be getting Madden. Madden comes out right around my birthday, so I'll be getting Madden, and then I'm good. That's it for the rest of the year until the PS5 comes out. So I'm good. So the last brand new game I'm getting this generation is Madden. So that's the last new game I plan on getting. So, well, no, I'm sorry, Assassin's Creed. I will be buying Assassin's Creed. I'm sorry. So, So you just heard it's going to be split between. Okay, I seen that. Yeah. Well, I don't know when they're going to announce price. So. Omega and his 30 pieces of silver. So, am I going to play the new Assassin's Creed? Yeah. I've beaten all the Assassin's Creed except that trash one when he's in Russia and the one that's on the PlayStation Vita. But all the rest of them I've beaten. You can't wait to see the PS5 console. I'm sure to be nice and slick. I'm sure to be nice and slick. So that's good. That's good. So, I am excited for what the technology can do more than the console. What do I think it's going to look like? Geez, I don't know. I'm not an engineer. Probably be very streamlined. It's going to hold Blu-ray. That helps me because I got a bunch of Blu-ray movies, HD movies. So that's what I'm more excited about is that. I was excited for the technology, and I need to see. I saw it working with the Epic demo. Fair enough. Now I need it in my hands now. So only next thing for me is get it in my hands, and it's gonna take a long time. Number one, number two is months away, and I'd rather talk about The Last of Us and kissing that girl and stabbing people and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's the next big thing I'm waiting on. And you all are not talking about this Mafia game. Is that game out to buy at this point? The remaster? Yeah, Ultra Blu-ray. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that and watching Close Encounters of the Third Kind in 4K and Infinity War and all that stuff. Can't wait for it. So you beat the one on the Vita. You refuse to play Unity. Well, Unity is actually a good game. Unity is a good game. Now, if you want to talk about at the beginning because it was so broken, I agree with you 100%. But if you go back and play it now on your PlayStation Pro, it's 4K and it's actually a good game. It's a good game. So just so you know, but Unity, man, you had that sword. I don't give it away. It was good. So it was good story. So you think the console will be black and white? Could be. Tony Hawk, I heard, was in 4K as well. I don't know if that's true or not. So anybody? Yeah, we saw it, Andre. Yeah, and they'll go into more. They'll show us some more about it tomorrow, I'm sure. So it's when you'll build a gaming PC. Impatient is Sony going to? Yeah. Well, look, I don't think they've already talked about what they're doing. They talked about it today at their worldwide conference. So going forward the rest of this year. So look, they're not going to do day and date stuff like that. Yeah, you personally love Syndicate. Yeah, I thought Syndicate was fun as well. And that template of having a male and a female, that carried over to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You got to use both of them, and you got to use them on Origins. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Got a heart rate monitor strapped to you at the moment. Nothing serious. Okay, well, I certainly hope JP Loco that you start feeling better, man. I know you all been going through it down there. First things first, did they get those fires put out down there in Australia? The whole country was burning. So the whole country was burning. But I do hope you feel better, man. So you're saying you're not going to fall through the level now? No, you're not, Sam Mash. It's fixed. You got to remember that game came out in 2014? So that game is 6 years old. Yeah, it's fixed, man. Go try it out. I think you can get it for cheap. Can't you get it for like $8? So the fires have been handled. That's good news. Yeah. You need Assassin's Creed to go back to being Assassin's Creed. It's still Assassin's Creed. Okay, you still get a target to go kill, and you go kill them. That's what you do. So, it's just again, remember they said that they wanted to copy what The Witcher did, Witcher 3, and that's what they're doing. And again, I like Witcher 3, so I got no problem with Assassin's Creed. So true next gen will be Battletoads at 8K full ray tracing. It might be. It could be. It could be. It could be just that simple. Cloud physics as well. Well, I can tell you this on the flight sim game, cloud physics will be beautiful. They'll be stunning what cloud physics can do. So yeah, go try it. I mean, worst case scenario, if you start falling through stuff, I'll be shocked if you start falling through stuff. So hell, I may go buy it for something like $5, but let me know how much it costs. I may buy it and play it again. It's been years that I played that game. So, but all those Assassin's Creed games are I've enjoyed them. I like the I like what they're about. So I like those stories. So what do I think about people saying we won't see PS5 demo level graphics for years because Unreal 5 comes 2021? Is there Sony first party devs ain't already made? Well, again, as far as the Unreal, I agree that the Unreal Engine, it's not even fully done yet. So yeah, I agree with that. I don't think, and shout out to Innocence because he said the same thing. I don't think we'll see games that look like that for 2 or 3 years. So, but it's good to know that that's where things might end up. And again, her character model, I don't know. I don't know if that was just a rendered person or if they had somebody come in to do, actual capture. I don't know. So, but she wasn't as detailed as Lara Croft. She wasn't. But the way she was moving, the way that world was loading up and stuff like that, that's new. All that was being streamed in, and that's unheard of. So that's what we got. But I think as far as what the game looked like, that stunned everybody. That stunned everybody. It was the same thing again when Clippy B came out there with Peter Moore at E3 with the 360, and they showed Gears of War. It's had the same type of effect because people's jaws dropped when they saw Gears of War. Now you can ask everybody. You can ask Sick Humor. You can ask Titanfall Princess. You can ask all of us. And to a man, they will say our jaws dropped when we saw Gears of War because it was like nothing you'd ever seen before, just like that demo was. So, but we'll have to wait. And guess what? We had to wait a few years to get a game, to get Gears. We'll have to wait a few years to get this as well. Again, you're going to have 30 FPS games. You're going to have some games at 60 and higher. You're going to have checkerboarding. We've seen that with Microsoft. They're still doing true 4K. So again, it is what it is. So yeah, let me know, Sam, man. Let me know how much it is. So what Assassin's Creed sequels continue to story of Apple? Well, again, they're telling you about they started at the beginning, like the origins is about the birth of the assassins, okay? And then you move into Odyssey, you learn that there was a group of people on the planet ahead of the people that are here now. You're already starting to learn that story again with Cassandra and or Alexius, if that's who you use. So you're seeing them use the artifacts from the pyramids to use. That's what they're using. Those things that what are those things called? Those little triangle looking things. Those are artifacts from the people that were here before. So you're learning about that. So, Unity is 9. Oh, there you go, dude. I mean, it's not a bad. I mean, come on, $10. You can do that. So, have I seen the PS5 controller? Yes, I have seen the controller. So, yeah, that's about a month old. You only have to wear the heart rate monitor for the next 12 hours. Are you in like AFib or something like that? Is that what's going on? So, let's see here. Yeah, about the Assassin's Creed thing, about Adam and Eve, about the apple of Eden and humans escaping from it. Yeah. Yeah, because remember, the apple of Eden is what you use at the end of Assassin's Creed as a weapon. Spoiler alert if you never played the first Assassin's Creed. So, who created Eden and whom to kill in order to allow that story to go public? Who created Eden? Eden is a genetic creation from Adam's rib. So in order for you to create, they took DNA out of Adam's rib and they created a female. So will PS5 be powerful enough to play a game like Star Citizen? In theory, yes. In theory, it is powerful enough. 10 T-flops, the fastest SSD on the planet, yes. Now, will that developer allow it? Well, that we got to wait to see. So I'm sure he's going to be approached by him. I'm sure he'll get approached. So, oh my goodness, that Dairy Queen Blizzard looks so good. And let's see here. What I think of? What do I think? Do you think about the way the PS5 controller looks like? Well, I mean, I don't have an issue. To me, it looks the same. It looks a little more slanted and not curved. But we'll have to wait and see. So we'll see that PS5 demo level of graphics and better from Sony first party starting in June. No, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I don't think we will. But even if they showed you a demo of something, the games won't be out for another year or two. That's what my point is going to take about 2 years. So if you buy Unity and your character falls through the stage, you're going to be I'm actually in the Eastern time zone, so you be looking in the wrong parts of the country. But it's just, dude, it's $9.99 plus tax. It'd be like $9.42. So that's not bad. So you hope CIG port Star Citizen to PS5. They could use extra money to fund the game and finish it quicker. Oh, that is true. That is true. But Star Citizen should be able to run on both consoles. So not just PS5, it should be able to run on both consoles. So I have to definitely wait to see if they bring it. If they do bring it, that'd be cool, though. So, well, Inky did that, but he had some help. So, but yeah. Let's see here. You need to know more about Project Awakening. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I agree. We have not heard anything about Project Awakening for a while since since China Hero. So we'll wait and see. So you're gonna finish Dishonored 2 on Dollar Tree Pass. The game is no. Dishonored 2 is actually a good game. That's a good game. So. If it is an Xbox, it will always need a patch. Oh, I'll listen to you. You're terrible. So, let's see. Yeah, right now when the PS5 and the Xbox come out, they're going to be right at like a 2060 with a lot of jazzed up stuff. You know, that's what it is. It's like an optimized 2060 and a 1800. 1800 Ryzen 1800. That's roughly what you're looking at with these consoles, both of them. So, you know, yeah, Star Citizen needs that SSD. So, no, Inky, no, it's not at a 2070. It's at it's like at a 20. I guess if there was a 2060 Super, it's kind of like that. It's not as powerful as a 2070. But the 2060 Super, and it's an APU. I mean, that's the whole thing. And it's AMD, not NVIDIA. So it's right where 2060 would be, give or take. So yeah, the first Dishonored I really like. Dishonored 2 was not bad. Dishonored 2 wasn't bad. I enjoyed Dishonored 2. So the PC is like a 2060 and PS5 smokes your PC. Well, I mean, because of the way it streams content in, it very well could smoke it. But yeah, it's really a bad idea to compare AMD stuff to NVIDIA stuff. That's that's what I'm saying. When they said 12 T-flops, it's like, well, that's 12 Navi T-flops, and the Navi is good. I don't know if it's as good as the NVIDIA stuff though. So, What console do you think will be better in the long run over the course of the generation? Well, I mean, the consoles are all about the games, so, but they'll both be fine. They'll both be fine. Your PC will explode. Well, I mean, look, they spec that demo again. The demo was spec. The demo was spec to be on the PS5. That's it. It was spec to be on the PS5. So it is what it is. So I don't know what else to say to you about it. Like Optimus Code says, people are just being blindly dumb at this point. It's not that demo can't run on a PC, but it can run. It can. It just would not run like that. Okay. So if I heard anything about the Mass Effect trilogy, I mean, just the rumors. I mean, I guess we won't get any. I mean, when that EA show happens in June, which EA is supposed to be having something in June, like around the 10th or the 11th. So maybe they'll show. That's where we'll find out. That's all I can say. The Granblue Fantasy Relink Lost Suicide by one of us are going to look great. So yeah, if they get announced to get a boost, yeah, they probably will look great. So let's see here. I'm gonna take a few more questions, and then I'm gonna get on up out of here because I'm gonna start playing. I'm gonna start playing my Hitman game. I neglected my Hitman game yesterday. I was playing my Flight Sim game yesterday. All my modules are no longer free. I got to pay for them now. So Series X need to provide games on Sony's level or better known. Well, again, I think they're going to hit Sony hard at their thing in July. They're going to hit them hard. So that's all I can really say. They're going to hit Sony hard. So that's why Series X may be better for linear current gen games. But yeah, look, PlayStation 5 has a fundamental advantage over the Xbox going forward. Now, coming out the gate, Xbox has an advantage because a lot of the games are still being developed with mechanical hard drives in mind. As soon as that changes, then PlayStation has the advantage, but that won't change for about 3 years. Who thinks Japan Studio might be working on a Silent Hill game? I heard about that. It would be cool if they were. I like Silent Hill. The first Silent Hill was a master story. Whoever wrote that story, bravo. Silent Hills 2, the story was trash. Graphics were great. Stories were trash. So, yeah, now if you're going to build an esports PC, I would just get a Ryzen 2600 and then the 5500 GPU for AMD. That's a 1080p card that play in mid to high settings. So yeah. Will it stream those 8K textures as fast? What, the Xbox? Yeah. Again, the textures. My understanding of the Xbox SSD is that textures load faster, but the storage isn't as fast. But again, the solution of the textures, because that was the biggest roadblock for Microsoft. So their SSD focuses on putting the textures in fast. So Sony's does all this other stuff much faster. It's like having a line. Sony has a linebacker that can be out there for all 3 downs. You know, can cover, can play the run, can do all that. Microsoft does one thing well, and then first and second down is fine. But if it's third and long, you're gonna pull that linebacker out. That's pretty much the best way I can disturb it. So Silent Hill 2 story was good. No, it wasn't. Not as good as the first one. The first Silent Hill story was a classic Stephen King type of story. The second one was more about the graphical advancement of the PS2. So I do remember that. So you have a computer unpacked, so you can join in StreamYard. Yeah, I'm gonna throw some money on my StreamYard account and try to build it up from there. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, Silent Hill 2 story was trash. So I mean, compared to the first one, the Xbox Series X is better than any current PC. Yeah, its SSD is on the level of a high end, or right at a high end SSD card. It's kind of right there. So somebody says Super Lucky's Tale will be 4K 60 for next gen. It probably will. It probably will. So. So you only cared about running current games at the best accesses would be the best. Not necessarily, but it's not that they're going to run the games bad. So both the PlayStation and the Series X are going to do the exact same things. So, and one may do one thing a little bit more, but the other one has its own strengths too. I mean, they both have their own strengths, and it just depends on what the developer goes for. I think, like Optimus Code was saying, is if you play that driving game with Donkey Kong and Yoshi, Donkey Kong has the most power. So if there's a track with a straightaway, Donkey Kong is just going to run away from everybody. But if you use Donkey Kong and there's a bunch of curves, Yoshi's got better acceleration and braking in those turns, and he'll outpace Donkey Kong because that's what that his car is designed to do, to do the curves. So it depends on what the developers spec for. So Super Lucky's Tales apparently coming to PS4 in July. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I did see that. I saw that. Most will go for pretty graphics. Well, good thing. Well, what we saw the other day was beautiful graphics. So 1440p with ultra and high settings is better. It is, in my opinion, 1080p. Anytime you're taking ultra settings and you're putting them at 1080p, you're going to get a stunning looking picture. I don't know what else to say at this point. I've been saying that, look, 1440p, high ultra settings at 60 frames a second is what everybody should be shooting for. Okay, including Microsoft and Sony. I mean, it's just like they're saying that the Last of Us that we've seen is 1440p. I mean, do you care about that? No. I mean, you don't care about it. It's kind of, it is what it is. Am I excited to play Sony's graphically superior PS4 exclusive games again? Some of them. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna replay God of War. I'll replay Horizon Zero Dawn. Detroit Become Human. Now, that's not a Sony game, but let's just see if they get that one. It's their top 100 games, isn't it? So yeah, Metal Gear 5, I think, is on that list. It's their top. So whatever top 100 games is. So, but see, what if that includes multi-plat games? So that's where I have to look at. So have to wait and see. So yeah, I mean, what else? Yeah, I guess Days Gone, that'll probably be up there. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that works. I mean, can they take something that's checkerboarded and make it native? That's what I'm waiting to see. Can they take something? I know they can take something that's open frame and make it lock it at 60 or lock it at 30. I know it can do that. I've been told by multiple people that it's doing that already. So the question is can Horizon Zero Dawn be 4K 30? Can they do a 1080p ultra setting with God of War and put it at 60 frames a second? But we'll have to wait and see. I'm not here to say that they can't. I'm waiting and seeing. So, so yeah. So graphics will be so good in time you won't need 4K. Well, 4K is just a resolution. It's not graphics. Shout out to Next Gen 720. Resolution is not graphics. He is 1000% correct. Okay. So, and again, I'd rather play something at a lower resolution with a higher graphics pack than a higher resolution at a lower texture pack. Now that's just me personally. That's why, shout out to Carlos Fernandez. 1440p is where I want to be. So I'm going to eventually get rid of my 1080p monitor. I just got to find a 1440p one that does at least 120 hertz with HDMI 2.1. So I don't even know if that exists. So that's what I'm in the market for now. You're going to replay Days Gone. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'll replay Days Gone, and maybe they make the zombies smarter. You know, I don't know. So we'll have to definitely wait and see on that. So Days Gone is way better on second playthrough. Yeah, I mean, again, I enjoyed Days Gone. I thought, I mean, it got better. It started out, it didn't get good until that dude got his arm cut off. Once that happened, I got way more into the game. So I'm like, oh, all right, I got invested into the game. I started learning the world. I started understanding the music, or that tension thing that they would have, that sound. I understood that if that got really high, that there was a horde coming. I'm interested to play it in that 3D sound. That way you can hear the horde coming. Can you imagine what that so if you're playing that game and that horde is behind you, it's going to sound like they're behind you. If they're in front of you, the 3D sound will make it sound like they're in front of you. If they're to your left, it's going to work like that. You will constantly look to your left because that's where the sound will be coming from. You won't have to have that stupid ass radar thing. That'll be gone because your brain will map the terrain for you with the sound. That's what I'm waiting on. If Sony has done that, let me make this clear. If Sony has been able to do that, Jesus, that is a huge leap in the way we're going to play games. Am I getting The Last of Us day one? Yep. Yep. I'm going to go pay off my Last of Us Part 2 in June when our stores open. I'm going to pay it off in June when our stores open. So I got to wait. Our stores, my state, met the 14-day, we met the 14-day thing that the government put out. So we're reopening. So like our car plants opened yesterday, dog kennels and stuff like that opened yesterday. Starting next week, that's going to be the hair and nail shops, the barber shops and stuff open June 1st. All that stuff opens June 1st. So yes, I'm going to physically walk into GameStop, because, you know, I take the limousine now. I don't have a vehicle. I will physically, and GameStop is like 0.6 miles away. So I will walk up to GameStop. I'm going to physically walk in and say, here's my $48 that I owe on Last of Us Part 2. This is what I'm doing. Now, I'm not going to be able to go to the midnight launch. I'm going to have to go pick it up Friday morning, which is fine, which is perfectly fine. So I will not be doing it. It says once you get to Iron Mike's camp, that's when Days Gone went from good to great. Yeah, I agree, JP Loco. That's where he got his arm cut off, right? Where that guy got his arm cut off. What's his name? I can't think of his name. But once that happened, the game got a lot better for me. So Texas is open too early, and this virus is spreading. Yeah, I know, Impatient Fire. That's what I'm saying. You gotta. That's why you gotta wear a mask when you go into the stores when you're around a lot of people. So, you know, again, if you're in your backyard and you have a, if you're in your yard, you don't have to have a mask on. Yeah, Boozer. Yeah. Once that happened, the game got a lot better. I agree with you. For me personally, I got more invested. I started upgrading my bike a lot more. I wish there were some more side missions to do. It wasn't. I wish that there was some way that if you cleared an area that they could add more assets. They could have said, okay, now that horde is out of there, or now that you clean that area out, you start seeing more people over there that you can start trading with, setting up settlements. Maybe that was part of what of Days Gone too. I mean, I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, I know they're not. That's fine. And when they get sick, they're gonna get sick. So that's what it's gonna happen in Impatient Fire. So yeah. So yeah, but all right, yeah, I've been here for 2 hours, so I'm gonna get on up out of here. Is this a resolution for a TV? Yes, that is 4K. So 1440p is 2560, I think, by 1440. So, well, I mean, side missions, I didn't explore it enough probably. So, but I wish there were way more missions on there. I mean, once you did those like bounty hunting missions, that was fun too. The drift boost thing wasn't working for you, so you're one truck for that. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Yeah. So, but all right, guys, I'm gonna jump on off here after 12 o'clock. I'm gonna throw some Anytizers in the oven and start playing on my PlayStation. But I will talk to you guys later. You all take it easy. Thanks for coming out. This has been the Big Xbox Podcast. You all take it easy. Guys, don't argue with developers and stuff like that. You're making everybody look bad. So you're making everybody look bad. So, but all right then. Yeah, there's things here. Oh, no, there we go. All right then, guys. I appreciate you. You all take it easy. Peace. Amigos.